morning, everyone, and I am gonna introduce you to each other. And thank you so much, ladies, as well, for you know having coming to this space. That's what I'm gonna say. Coming to this space. It's really to see you all to meet each other and also to talk about mums, motherhood, mums to be, mums the word, mum is the word. So that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like mum is the word, and and I'd say in the sense of not just you ladies being, I was gonna say you guys, but in terms of you being women who are mothers to be, but also because of Mother Nature and Mother Earth and where we are right now, we all kind of come from the mother. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to be able to have a few moments of your time and be able to share that with everybody as well. So I'm really glad you could join me this morning.
Hi guys, so my name is Vanessa Crunchy. I am a speech and language therapist living in London. I've been qualified as a speech therapist for 4 years now. So I primarily work with children and young people aged from 0 all the way to 19. And as of the last year and a half, I've just been focusing on a primary caseload. So I only work with children aged 5 to 11, basically. As you can hear, I have Alana here, who is 7 months old. So I have 2 daughters. One is 3, called Aria, and then Alana, who was born beginning of this year in January, who's 7 months. So I am currently on maternity leave, looking to go back in the next couple of months just to support my team, because during COVID, we've had a lot of obviously absences of where our caseload of children have had no support from ourselves as a specialist team. So so that's me in a nutshell, really. So I'm a mum of 2 living in London, and yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Yasmin. Bea is actually my sister-in-law, married to her brother, Nonurem, and Bea officiated our wedding, which is even better, last year. So she's very special to us. So I'm my son Jabari was born 5 months ago now in March. So I'm very new to this whole motherhood thing, unlike some of you. And yeah, I live in London. I work as an editor. I manage a team of editors in London, Hong Kong, and Singapore. But I'm currently on maternity leave until next year, April. And yeah, just trying to navigate being a new mom and lockdown and all the craziness that's happening recently. So yeah.
My name's Dominique. I'm a theatre nurse and I work at Kingsmill Hospital in Nottingham. I've worked there for the last 3 years, predominantly working in obstetric theatres, so helping out with a lot of the caesarean sections and the like forceps deliveries and things like that. So I'm 6 months pregnant.
Oh.
Yes, not a mum. Well, I am a mum, obviously, to be. So I'm even newer to this experience than you both are, or you all are. Yeah, so in terms of how things have been with COVID, I've been off since April because obviously I've been shielding, and some people are like, oh my gosh, how's it been? But to be honest, it's been great. I've been able to just prepare for this time and organize myself. And I think obviously the stress of work that we all face, I've been able to kind of put that to the side and just completely focus on myself. And I'm probably not going to be going back until November next year. So yeah. So yeah, because I'm going to have the baby's due in November and I'm going to have a year off. So yeah.
You're looking dumb, I would say. Even know you're pregnant. Oh my God, amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. My bump is here.
Oh.
In terms of being Wonder Women, what is your vision for motherhood? So I suppose, Dominique, let me ask you first, because you're coming into this place called being a mum. I'm a mum of 3, and my youngest just hit 13, teenagehood yesterday. So for you, what is this vision? What do you have as this vision? And maybe we'll shatter it for you, or maybe yeah.
Well, I don't know. The only vision of motherhood that I can really go by is how my mum brought me up, the involvement of my grandparents, and they've always just been strong women who have just managed to overcome whatever whilst looking after and making sure that I've been okay, making sure that my cousins and everybody else is okay. So I just have this vision of, like, you know me, Bea, I'm very like independent, outgoing in that, and I hope to be a strong, independent mom. I know that there's going to be challenges, but I just think if I just kind of pull on all my other skills that I've learned over the years and try and incorporate it into motherhood, I'm hoping that, I'll have a good crack at it.
And,
I'm probably going to be winging it like everybody does, but you know.
and that's the word, winging. Yeah.
Winging it.
Yasmin, Vanessa. Okay, Yasmin first then. So your vision, what did you think, and what is it now? Has it changed?
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird because I had such a really tough pregnancy. I had hyperemesis. I was really sick the whole pregnancy, and in and out of hospital. It just was a really bad experience. So I felt like I didn't really mentally prepare for being a mother, and it just sort of happened. And I mean, initially it's just, let's just keep him alive and let's just feed him and try to get some sleep if I can. We're in that stage still at the moment. But I'd say my long-term vision is just to be a really supportive mom, to just be there for him, nurture him, try to bring out the best in him. And I think as well, I agree with Dominique when you said about your mom being the model. I think for me it's similar. I mean, my mom showed love by feeding us to death. So I'm going to try not to go down that route too much in case my baby becomes massive. But no, it's I'm just kind of excited to see his personality develop and get to know him. And, you know, he's showing those signs now, which is exciting.
Oh.
Vanessa.
I guess for me, I've always, working with children, I knew I wanted to be a mum. So having now 2 girls, my whole vision is to make sure that they are, again, like what you guys have touched on and said, to be strong, independent women. I was raised by my grandma and my mum, who are very strong, independent women, regardless of their partners being in the picture or not. They've always made sure that they are, you know, responsible and can hold it down. And so for me, for my girls, that's something that I'm hoping from now, even from thinking 7 months, 3 years old, to put in their heads and forefront that whatever they want to do in this world, however hard it may be, that they can do, and I will be there to support them every step of the way. So yeah, my vision is just to make sure they can be those strong Black women that we need in this world that we are in right now. Yeah.
How did you find, or how are you feeling around the whole giving birth thing? What has that been? Did you get advice beforehand? Are you receiving lots of advice in terms of the whole giving birth? I remember being like, you know, why didn't this woman who I've known for a long time, why did this elder not warn me about what it's going to be like to actually push? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, you come to my house or we go out for coffee and you never told me. But anyway, how was it for you?
There's a reason for that.
No one would ever do it, probably. No one would ever.
Well,
not that I want to put Dom off. Dominique doesn't want to put you off, but yeah.
I'm good. Obviously, you know, I've done my midwifery training as well, so I've had a very big input with a lot of births. And to be honest, like some people say, does it put you off? And for me, it's made me want to see if I can do it, kind of thing. So it's not put me off. Like, I know that us as women, like, our bodies are made for this. So, and a lot of people say that afterwards, at the time, obviously they say it's awful, but afterwards they feel empowered and they feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I really did this. And I've just like been waiting for the time when the time is right to obviously experience that. So to be honest, I don't feel put off. I know it's not going to be easy at all. Like, I've nearly had fingers broken where people have squeezed my hand to death and things alike. And I've seen when things can go terribly wrong. And but I've seen the way that we've all worked together to make sure that we have the best outcome for the patient and, well, the mum and the baby. So if anything, I feel confident that I'll be able to do it, and I feel confident in our healthcare system, and I've just got to kind of, I don't know, get the work person out of my head and just, do you know what I mean? Just go for it. So if anything, I'm looking forward to it. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared, but I'm like, I must be able to do it. Everyone else has done it, so yeah.
Way to think, yeah.
I mean, I can't believe it's gone by so quickly. It's now 5 months after the birth, but I just remember, like, I had all these plans in my head at the time. I was like, I'm going to do this. You know, maybe I'll go for an epidural.
What kind of things? Go on.
You know, in my head, I was like, you know what? Because at the end of it, so basically my hyperemesis got so bad at the end that I was like, I need to be induced. I was 39 weeks. I was like, baby's fine. Can I just be induced? Get it out of me, basically, at that point. Yeah, so we went there, and it was crazy. I had all these expectations that it was going to be very, it was going to take a long time. You know, you hear about first time moms, like it takes maybe 24 hours plus. But my birth just happened, like, as soon as we got there. We were supposed to be induced, and my baby I started having contractions. And
Wow.
so we didn't end up getting the induction. And then from there, it happened so quickly. So my expectations weren't really there. And I remember beforehand thinking, should I get an epidural? Should I not? Maybe, you know, let me just see how I feel, how bad the pain is. And it was just like, I'm getting an epidural. I didn't even hesitate because it was so bad. But not to put you off, Dominique.
Like I say, I've seen it a lot.
But I was just, at the time, I was like, just get me whatever I can do to get this quicker and easier. And yeah, I think with the birth, I think it's just good to not overthink it. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I was very lucky that my baby's heart started decelerating during the birth, and they took me to theater, and then we were nearly going to have to go under and have a C-section. But thank God, I had a great team of doctors, and they sort of, they thought about it, and they were like, you know what, the baby's going to come on his own. There's no need to do this. So yeah, I think we're very lucky that we have such a great healthcare system, and people like you, Dominique, as well, who great nurses. I mean, I remember the nurses, they were the most entertaining part of the birth. The African nurses, like, go, push. Yeah, no, it was just one of those experiences. No one can ever prepare you for it. That's all I'm going to say. It's just wild.
Very true. Yeah, my youngest was born at home by kind of design accident. I designed to accidentally have the child at home. And my firstborn was, it was a long couple of days, like it was a whole week of contractions on and off, on and off, on and off kind of thing. And then my secondborn, he came, like, he let me do my tax return. And then I went to the hospital and gave birth. So yeah, they all have their own stories, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you take that all in, all natural birth, or yeah. All very good. Definitely. What about you, Vanessa? Second time round?
Second time around was a bit of a shocker because Alana came 4 weeks early, and she was actually breech at the time when I was 36 weeks. So in my head, I had a cesarean with my firstborn, and so in my head I thought, oh God, she's breech, so I might be going down the C-section route. So when my waters broke, I was a bit like, what's gonna happen here, hey? So I did end up having a cesarean again, but it was just a different experience because she was a little bit preemie, so I had to wait a little bit in hospital and get steroid injections to make sure her lungs are going to be fully developed enough before they wanted to bring her out. So what I expected from knowing I've had a cesarean prior was still not the same, actually. So it made the experience different, knowing that she's also a little bit early and she came out quite smaller than my firstborn. But all in all, having been through my first experience of a cesarean, I kind of knew what to expect and really was kind of prepared in that sense of what, you know, it would be like. But every child is very different, so it all comes with its newness in its sense. So yeah, in that sense I was like, how do I deal with this now, little mini 6-pounder, and being in hospital a bit earlier than I had planned. But again, I had amazing midwives and nurses who got me through, because I stayed in hospital for nearly a week, really, more probably for me than baby. But And I even just like, thank God she even came early, because I kind of missed all this COVID craziness, and had the support of my mum, who's a pediatric nurse, was able to be there with me and my partner and family and stuff like that. So it was really good to have that support, as alone the professionals in hospital who kind of got me on my feet and going as quickly as possible again as well. So yeah.